at my Instantly dashboard right now. I've sent about 20,000 emails. We've got a 75% open rate and almost 4% reply rate. These are awesome numbers. So first I want to touch on what these numbers mean. So open rate, this is the percentage of people who actually opened your email. The factors involved in getting that email opened are: one, is your email landing in their inbox? If it's not, you'll see less than 40% opens. If you have less than 40% opens, chances are you're in their spam or your subject line just sucks. The goal is to get to 60. Honestly, 60 is a really good number. That means your data is good. That means your subject line's solid. Most people are opening that email. That's a good sign. I'll show you how to get to 75 in just a second. The next thing you want to look at is reply rates. So a good reply rate is about 1%. If you've got a 1% reply rate, that means cold email is probably working, assuming that people aren't saying go F yourself in that email reply. So always check the replies and see what they're actually saying. But if you're getting 1% positive replies, you'll be able to make this work. I'm going to show you how to get that way above that. We're getting about 3.7 on this very simple campaign that's not that targeted, that's not that personalized, just because we upload so much data to it. Now, if you're using a lot of links in your cold emails, you might want to monitor your link click percentage. We turn that off because every tracking code that you put in an email is more of a chance for that email to go to spam or to get flagged. So for example, when I know a campaign's working, in some cases, I will turn open tracking off and I will send emails only as text only, not HTML. And this will prevent any additional code from being added and will increase your deliverability rates. All right, so let's pop the hood and see what this email actually looks like. We're going to dive into some of the components and the important things to discuss to get that open rate and then get that reply rate. So as you can see from this cold email, we have a lot of split tests, which I definitely recommend that you do. Make multiple variations to see what people are actually responding to. And if you go into analytics, you'll see that there's a pretty significant difference. For example, F got a 35% open rate and only a 1% reply rate, whereas A is getting 73% opens and 2% replies. This is a huge difference. If I didn't run that split test, I might not know that. So let's go back into sequences and show you some of these elements. The first is the subject line. One proven one that works really well is question and then their first name as a variable. People feel a responsibility as humans to answer questions. I don't know why we have this, but if you ask them a question, they feel obligated to answer it. So question, first name. But this works best when you have a first sentence that provokes curiosity. So our first line, I hope to discuss a media appearance. Of course, I'm going to click that email. So I don't know what your offer is, so I can't offer up a ton of different examples, but start to think and start to experiment, because this first sentence is all they're going to see, along with your name and the subject line. This is called the first line, and you can use AI and personalizations for this, but you really don't need to. All you need to do is come up with something that's going to provoke curiosity and get them to open that email. So a strong first line and a strong subject line are the key recipe here. And as you can see, step A has a lowercase q. Step B has an uppercase quick question. So there's lots of different little things that make it feel more human, that get them to open it. Our brains are complicated, so definitely continue to experiment and see what works. So some elements that you should have in every cold email are some social proof. So we're the #1 PR firm in the US, according to Clutch and G2. This is true. More social proof. Clients we represent, including Alibaba. This is true. And more social proof. Results that we're able to get for people, including Netflix, Oprah, Forbes 30 under 30. Are you interested in any PR? So this is a simple question. Are you interested in PR? It's open-ended. It doesn't ask them to do anything. It doesn't ask them for a meeting. Our goal here is to get a simple response out of them. In this case, a yes or a maybe or not at this time. If they respond, that's a good signal to Google that this is a good email that people actually want to receive. And that reply then gets sent to our team and we go follow up with that person, give them a call immediately. A lot of people ask, should we put a link here? Book a call with me now. My answer is yes, if you don't have a built-out backend, someone to actually go call that person as soon as they say yes. If you're going to send them a templated reply a day later, for God's sakes, include a calendar link and have them just book on your calendar. It's not going to be as good as sending that good reply signal and as an open-ended question that gives a simple answer. But if you don't have a backend to handle all that, then just include a scheduling link. So really, cold email is pretty simple as long as you follow some of these rules. Keep it open-ended, add social proof, a little bit about what you do, keep it open-ended, focus really hard on your first line, focus really hard on your subject line, and you'll be just fine. Now let's talk about